Time has come, our life is changing. Getting used to all this rearranging. This chapter has ended, let a new one begin. I think back and smile at the memories within. Yeah, ooh, we found our way through the dark. Yeah, ooh, and made a map of the stars. Yeah, ooh, together we conquered the unknown. We reached our milestones and we found our way.
Charlotte, what do you think about the wedding? Saying hi, I called you all here today to bring in two people I love very much. Don't worry, Sean's not leaving you.
In all its splendor, come what may, we're not alone. Making memories of our own. This chapter has ended, let a new one begin. I think back and smile at the memories within. Made a map of the stars. Together we conquered the unknown. We reached our milestones and we found our way back home. Life is short, for goodness sake. Don't need a reason to celebrate. Yeah, ooh, we found our way through the dark. Yeah, ooh, and made a map of the stars. Yeah, whoa, whoa, together we conquered the unknown. We reached our milestones and we found our way back home.
On behalf of Alex and Kendra and their families, I'd like to welcome you to this blessed occasion. Before we begin, just a quick reminder to please turn off your cell phones. This is an honor of a lifetime to be standing here in front of Alex and Kendra as they proclaim their love for each other in front of all of you, family members and friends that are closest to them both. For in Proverbs 3:3, it is written, "Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart." And it is written in Ephesians 4:2, "Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love." Alex and Kendra, as you move forward today as unique individuals committed to a lifelong partnership, remember this moment when you have completely given yourselves to each other. Remember the love you proclaim. Remember those that love you. They will always be with you. For the path you're about to embark on is not always straight, but it's the curves and the detours that define your love. Now, I understand that Alex and Kendra have written their own vows. Alex?
They told me to keep it under 4 minutes, which is hysterical. I hope you guys don't have anywhere to be until June 1st of 2025. I was supposed to have the hourglass. It should be somewhere. I don't know. I was going to set a timer, but that's okay. Kendra. Oh, there we go. There it is. Nice. There we go. We'll be here an hour. Kendra, I would like to start out by reminding you of the most important dates in our relationship. Let's start with the night we first kissed at Sigma Phi Epsilon while dancing in the right four-man on April 27th of 2018. How about our first date, which was at Taj Mahal? No, not the Taj Mahal, but your favorite restaurant in Evansville. That was on May 1st of 2018. What about the day I asked you to be my girlfriend, using a taboo-like game on our phones? That was on May 24th of 2018. And this next date might be the most important of them all. On October 28th of 2020, when the Los Angeles Dodgers won their first World Series title in our lifetime. What's the deal? That wasn't in your top 5? The next and truly most important date was on June 17th of 2023, when I put together, as Jay said, the scavenger hunt of a lifetime at our alma mater, where it all began. Many of these wonderful souls here today got to be there with us on our greatest day, the greatest day of our lives. After the hunt and 30-minute video from friends and family, 29 of those, of course, taken up by me in the most Alex-schooled of ways, I was ready to get down on one knee and propose to you. As I walked over to you, it finally dawned on me. That burning question that hundreds of people had asked me over and over again the last decade of my life. How on earth did you end up at the University of Evansville? I never quite knew how to answer that question. Sometimes I would tell people it was to play baseball. Others I told it was the only school that accepted me, which, I gotta be honest, is not far from 100% of the truth. But I could never quite figure out why I ended up there in 2012. As I approached you, I realized in that very moment why I needed to go to the University of Evansville. It was to find you. The love of my life, who grew up at 718 Hillcrest Street in Newburgh, Indiana, was 2,013 miles away from 4650 Bel Air Avenue in Studio City, California. See, cutie, these crucial dates I listed are just 4 days out of 2,228 we have been together. That is 0.17% of our days together. But without those 4, baby, June 1st of 2024, now the most important date of our lives, never happens. See, our relationship officially started in late May of 2018, but was met, again, as Jay said, with 2 years of distance. We had to say our first goodbye in June, right about 6 years ago to the day. 2+ years of starting a relationship, only seeing each other about 4 to 5 times a year. Many called us crazy, but the fact is, we were crazy in love. We made it to this day. We battled through not holding each other, kissing each other, going on date nights together. It wasn't easy, but we made it through together. 45 more minutes. Now it's time I get to brag about not us, but you. You, Kendra, are the most selfless and loving soul. You care more about your friends and family than any person I know. Even when you don't get the same reciprocated love back at times, your heart gets in the way of your brain. You love and continue to love because that's all your heart knows how to do. You check in on family, you make sure friends are doing okay. You send gifts more than any person on the planet, sometimes just because you feel like making someone's day brighter. I will say, you have the most loving parents and the most amazing 3 sisters. There's a lot of love to go around. Every time I see your extended mailing family at Christmas or your wonderful Hall family at Thanksgiving, the love never stops. But your love for them is why they love me. Because they know you deserve to be loved just the way you do everyone else. Much like your parents and siblings, I too have the greatest supportive cast. Mom, Dad, and Jake, until you came along, of course, were the 3 most important people to me. They have supported every move I have ever made. When they realized I loved you, they never had to question why. They knew the moment they met you, there was something so special about your presence, so special about your heart. As you know, I struggle mightily with how far we are from them. I talk on the phone with each of them about 2 to 3 times a day. You allowing me to have that time with them just showcases how special you are. But nothing truly shows how big your heart is until we got the news on April 4th of 2023 when my dad was diagnosed with cancer. My hero, the man I looked up to for 29 years, who I felt at times was immortal, was sick. We were set to head to San Diego for a soccer tournament I was calling, while also enjoying a nice paid vacation on the beautiful beaches. We had just landed in LA when we got the news. I rushed over to Dad and to be with Jake. And do you remember what you told me that day? You said, you need to be with him. Don't worry about me. You hung out with my mom and you said, I'll be ready to give you my company when you guys are ready. Those words, they will never be forgotten. You showed in one of the darkest days of our lives that your heart, yet again, was the biggest of all. Dad told me, of course, I still had to call the soccer tournament, and me being there was non-negotiable, so we headed to San Diego. I called 2 matches each day, then came back to the hotel room and bawled in your arms until the wee hours of the night. All you did, Kendra Mailing, was hold me. That's all I needed you to do. I told you I had to be there for him, and you had to miss some time at work. I had to miss time at work at Austin P and Vanderbilt the rest of the year. You didn't question it. You didn't say, but we need to make money. You just hugged me and told me being with Dad was the only option. We stayed there with him for a month, you getting up at 5 a.m. Pacific time just to work to make sure it worked. It is something that I can never truly repay you for. Finally, when his medicine was in order, it was time to head back to Nashville. Just 2 weeks ago, when you found out your Uncle Brian had passed away, you dropped all wedding planning, all work, and made sure to be there for Mom, his wife, your aunt, and your cousins. When you found out Granny was sick on Monday, the week of our wedding, you got up at 6 a.m. and we drove to Evansville just to be there once again for her and your family. Kendra, there's just no person who loves more than you do. There's no person who cares more about those you love. You are the most beautiful soul. And if Granny were still with us today, and Uncle Brian, they would tell you how proud they are of you and how special today is for them and our family. Lastly, what vows were originally meant for, it's time for my promises to you. I promise to not sing or clap one day out of the month, giving your bleeding ears a break when I do the dishes. I also promise to, do the dishes more than once a month. I promise to roll down the window when I fart in the car. Most of the time. I promise to be the most loyal partner, no matter.
I'll take it.
I promise. I promise to be the most loyal partner, no matter how badly the Packers kicked the Giants' ass, or even after the Reds swept the Dodgers this past week. I promise to massage your butt after an 8-hour workday, sitting at the computer all day long. Listen, we know it gets sore, and no doubt one of us would enjoy that massage a lot more than the other, but the offer is always there. But more importantly, I promise to grow old with you, but never let us lose our younger selves. I promise to hold your hand when we cross the street so you never feel unsafe. I promise to put more energy into you, our current family, and our future family than any work I may have. I promise to always love you even more than the day before. And I promise to dance with you from this life into the next. Are we ready for the nicknames to become public? Well, here we go. I love you, Kendra Renee, String Bean, Peach Cream Puff, Gus Bus, Freckles, Monkey Chunks, Mookie Snooky, Angie Moon, Mixtape Mailing, soon to be Gould, forever and ever. 15 minutes.
Kendra. Duly noted.
Alex, I knew I liked you when I saw you daily for 3 weeks straight after our first date. Even in those early days, our conversations were so effortless and felt like they could last forever, or at least hours, which they often did. I was so enamored by you, and quickly you became my favorite person to be around. I knew I really liked you when we agreed to put a label on things after a month of dating, even though it meant immediately jumping into long distance with you in California and me in Indiana. I knew I loved you by the time I moved to Maryland. It was only a few months into dating you, but we had filled them to the brim, meeting each other's families, getting to know each other's friends, nightly phone calls, slowly peeling back the layers of who we were. The presence of your authentic self awoke something that's so similar inside of me. There was no choice but to allow it to blossom. You sent me off to Hopkins with a glass jar, and much like those first few months of dating, it was filled to the brim, but with hundreds of sweet notes. You sent me out into the world with words of affirmation and appreciation and love and humor. And it was in that moment that I realized I never wanted to go on another journey without you. The longer we dated, the more sure I was that you were the one. One of my favorite things about you is your gift of gab. From what I've been told, it's a gift that was bestowed on you from the very beginning. Your ability to use that gift to bring people together and make people feel comfortable, to never let the truth get in the way of a good story, is so much of what makes you you. Being with you has taught me to constantly recalibrate my sense of what matters. You remind me not to take life so seriously, to be patient, that the things that matter the most are the people we love and the people who love us. You've shown me what it means to be a true diehard fan, not through your insane displays of fandom when you watch literally any sport, but because whether I'm winning or losing, you're right by my side. I love everything that you are. I love that not a single day can go by without 3 or more calls to family and friends. I love that the way you live your life, hyping up every single moment, is also the way that you approach your relationships. The way that you make people feel is unmatched. People don't just leave conversations with you in a better mood. They leave conversations with you feeling better about themselves. I love that you balance out my affinity for structure and routine and order, reminding me that there is so much joy to be found in spontaneity. I love your willingness to be assaulted nightly by the second pillow I refuse to sleep without, but really only need for the first 30 minutes. I love that even when you are the one that made me mad, you can always find a way to make me laugh. I love that we're only just getting started in our life together, and we already live a life of abundance. I love that because of how you love me, I'm a better daughter, sister, and friend. I could go on for a while with a list of the things that I love the most about you. But with gratitude for that never-ending list, there are a few promises I'd like to make to you. I promise to always hyperfixate on songs together with you, cracking up when it's the only thing rattling around our heads on those nights we can't fall asleep. I promise to always participate in debates with you about whether obscure mid-majors deserve an NCAA tournament bid.
They do.
I promise to push you to grow, even when it's guaranteed to come with growing pains. I promise to one day get 100% on the baseball pitch pop quizzes you put me through. And speaking of pitches, I promise to be there for you when life throws us those inevitable curveballs. When I look at you, I see epic, plan your whole life around it love. The kind of love that never grows old. I hope that your laugh is the soundtrack to all of my stories. I hope your hand is always in mine. And I hope that the love growing between us is nurtured by all of the days that I will spend loving you. Today and every day after, I love you.
My turn. Ready? Alex, do you take Kendra to be your lawful wedded wife? Do you promise to love and cherish her in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, and forsaking all others? Keep yourself only unto her, for so long as you both shall live.
I do.
He said, I do. And do you, Kendra, take Alex to be your lawful wedded husband? Do you promise to love and cherish him in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto him, for so long as you both shall live?
I do.
She said, I do. Alex and Kendra will now exchange rings as a symbol of the promises of marriage. A ring has no beginning or end. Its path is endless and a symbol of your love and respect for each other. By placing these rings on each other's fingers, you are promising to not just to love each other, but to honor each other, to be compassionate, patient, and understanding as you build your future together. You can both feel the love here today. These rings represent this love, not just your love for each other, but from everyone here. Let these rings be a reminder of that love, what you are feeling on this day. Jake? I knew you'd find it.
There we go. There's one.
Yeah, no,
There's two.
Thank you. Alex? Alex, please place the ring on Kendra's finger and repeat after me. Kendra, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
Kendra, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
With the pledge to love and support you today, tomorrow, always, and forever.
You may have to repeat that. With the pledge to love you today, tomorrow,
Always, and forever. Thank you. Kendra? And now, Kendra, please place the ring on Alex's finger and repeat after me. Alex, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
Alex, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
With the pledge to love
With the pledge to love
and support you today, tomorrow, always, and forever.
and to support you today, tomorrow, always, and forever.
Alex and Kendra, you may share your first kiss as husband and wife. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Gould.
you'd like to say to Alex?
Hey, bud, we love you. Can't wait to celebrate with you later. You're the man.
We love you, buddy. Can't wait. We love you. We're ready to party tonight. We'll see you on the dance floor. After you fall off the chair on the horror, remember it was this guy's fault.
When your kids see this, little Susie, she's gonna love it.
You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't wanna miss you tonight. Saturday night, when that moon is where we get bright, it's supernatural tonight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight.
So I wrote like 3 different versions of a speech, and I made the mistake of showing them to Jake, who proceeded to tell me they were stupid, not funny, and downright offensive. So I decided to save them all for his wedding. So, what can I tell you about Alex? You guys know, of course, that he is the world's biggest sports fan, fanatic. But I can tell you that he has been obsessed with sports since quite literally almost the day he was born. When Alex was about 2 months old, we had him sitting in a bouncy chair, and he was sitting there comatose, like 2-year-olds or 2-month-olds do, and we turned on a Dodgers game. And that baby opened his eyes, sat up, and proceeded to watch the entire 3 hours. So sports is quite literally almost in his DNA. And so the fact that he has had this singular lifelong passion for Kendra is quite amazing. But I think it's even more amazing that he has tried to pursue this passion as his life's work in a field that is really uncertain, difficult to break into, and yet Alice perseveres. And I just want to say I'm really proud of him for doing that, even if it means being claimed as a dependent on Kendra's taxes. but Alex really was just funny and sweet and happy. So happy as a child. When I was thinking back over his childhood, I actually can only remember one tantrum that he ever threw, but it was a doozy. I mean, it was one for the ages. It was when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire were vying to beat Roger Maris's home run record. And unbeknownst to us, Alex apparently had a dog in the fight. Because when I told him that Mark McGuire broke the record, Alex broke down. I mean, he flung himself on the floor. I wish you could see the video. He flung himself on the floor, kicking and screaming and wailing, just wailing. I really wish you could see the video. But Kendra said it sounds a lot like Alex last week when he lost the third bet in a three-way parlay. Maybe you can imagine. So like I said, he was an amazing child. Friendly as can be, always. In fact, when I take him to school, when we walk across the playground, he not only had to say hello to every child in the school, he had to shout out to all the parents as well. So it'd be, hello, Susan! Hello, Phil! And people would always say that Alex, he's so amazing. And I'd say, I can't take any credit for it, because he's always been that way. And maybe the other reason is that part of me thinks that I take credit for the ways that Alex is amazing. I might have to take some of the blame for the ways that he's less than amazing. So maybe like the time when he was about 14, and I was presenting research at a conference in Mexico. And this was back in like 2009, when an international cell phone call cost like $1 billion. And so we told the kids, you cannot call us on the cell phone unless it is a dire emergency. So first, I'm at the convention, and my phone rings, and I look down, and it's Alex, and my heart just sinks, and I pick up the phone, and I'm like, what's wrong? And he just hears shouting, screaming in the phone. And so, of course, I start running through the convention, trying to find a quieter location. And I'm like, running. Finally, I hear him shout, it doesn't work! And I'm like, what? What doesn't work? He's like, the can opener! How do you use a can opener? Not one of my prouder parenting moments. But I did regain a little bit of my dignity when, for Christmas that year, we bought Alex an electric can. He does not agree with it, but Sean and I used to always tell the kids when they were teenagers that we weren't trying to raise happy 16-year-olds, we were trying to raise happy 30-year-olds. So I say mission accomplished. You're wondering why I'm poking fun at my boy instead of saying a bunch of mushy things up here. It's because I paid $85 for his makeup, and apparently it doesn't come with touch-ups. So. The truth is, because I can't. If I were to stand up here, tell you how much I love this boy, and how proud I am from his happiness he means to me. This is what you get. Alex, there are no words to tell you what my heart feels about you. This amazing woman beside you. Kendra, Thank you for loving us. The fact that tow truck should have told you. Wow. Let's raise with us to Alice and Kendra, and especially to love.
Good luck calling that one. Yes. We're coming up.
Start off by welcoming everyone who attended today. Really appreciate it. As I was trying to decide what to write today, I'll find the tips to go to. And lo and behold, on Amazon, you can buy a Father the Bride. So, that's very kind of fire. I see that. I just want to speak to you from the heart. Kendra, I've watched you back for the past 28 years grow as an incredible woman. Just incredibly proud of you. You're intelligent, kind. You never had to worry about you. You never in trouble, always good girl. Never, teachers always praised you. You always made good choices throughout the whole life. So we knew early on that you were destined for greatness. Anytime you started body training, every milestone after that. Tenacious soccer player. You graduated top of the class in high school, UE, John Collins. Impressive. I think I'll handle you apart now. I've always heard that boys are much easier to raise than girls. I never found that to be true. I don't know if I've ever been special, but it's been a treasure. I can say Henry Boyd made good decisions. Then he brought out like phone. And I recall you was home when we got to college, and he told me you were seeing somebody that you played baseball. So I'm assuming this guy's 6'2", 6'3". Then she brought him to the house. I told her to work. I worked all day. They were sitting on the kitchen table. Alex got up immediately, come up, hugged me, and introduced himself. Not used to getting hugs. You had me. And, the first thing that popped in my mind was the line from Roadhouse. You kept telling me, I thought you'd be bigger. I thought you'd be bigger. For you who don't know, Alex played baseball for UE. No, he's not a great guy. But he was very successful business company. He had a lot of heart. You can't measure that. People go around him, or coaches look to recruit players, look at how big they are, how hard they throw. That's the kind of person you are. So, I've heard today that you had the gift of gab, which is an understatement. positive, always cheerful, never down. A sports fanatic like you've never seen. And if you don't know, he does broadcasting for a living. And with his love of sports and the way he speaks, it was a no-brainer. I'm just extremely proud to have you with my son-in-law. And that's it. I'm proud of the woman you've grown into, beautiful, smart, intelligent. Well, I guess. Things I look at you, I can't believe you're my daughter. Today is one of those days. So I've had many jobs in my life, but the best job I've ever had is being your dad. Well, I'm honest now. I love you both. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you all for being here to witness this most special of days in the lives of Alex and Kendra. In case you haven't read my bio on the fabulous school wedding last night, I'm Caitlin, the oldest and the de facto president of the club that is the Mainland Girls. Membership to this club comes with one glorious Cheeto print outfit for one very perfect Kodak moment that none of us will ever live down. An unfathomable number of 4-H projects submitted to the county fair, and literally countless hours logged on the soccer fields of the greater tri-state area of southern Indiana. But within our little squad, the grown-ups who supervise our busy lives often broke us into pairs. Kirsten and Carissa, and Caitlin and Kendra. And let me tell you that Caitlin and Kendra may as well be synonymous with peanut butter and jelly. Our duo is iconic and absolutely unbeatable when it comes to Harry Potter trivia. Our hijinks are on par with Lucy and Ethel. In particular, our prowess building not just tents in the basement but full tent cities is particularly unparalleled. Our Disney sing-alongs would rival Timon and Pumbaa, and while we may have occasionally fought like cats and dogs, I'd like to think we were more often like Woody and Buzz, pushing each other to infinity and beyond in all things. But now it's been 10 years since we've shared zip code, much less a closet. And while we still regularly pass hours on the phone together, like it's been no time at all, writing this speech has led me to conclude that it's time to pass on the title of Dynamic Duo. And if I had to turn over the role of partner in crime to anybody, I'm glad, Alex, that it's to you. I could not imagine a better match for my sister. Her big heart, as you all know already, is such a huge part of what makes her who she is. The lengths to which she goes to make every single person in her life feel so special is unmatched. Or so I thought. Alex, you have planned more scavenger hunts, written more notes than I can count, taken her on the trip of her dreams to Disney, and executed the most utterly perfect, flawlessly planned proposal that the world has ever seen. And I'm so thankful that my sister has found a partner who reciprocates that love right back to her, and so creatively and so joyfully. But it's not just the way that you show your love to Kendra that makes me proud to call you my brother. It's the way that you unabashedly shout your love from the rooftops. The way you love her out loud as the search for old country song goes. You're always quick to tell others how much you love her, how proud you are of her, how incredible all the qualities are that make our girl who she is. The effect it has on her is radiant. She shines at her most authentic, her truest self when she's with you. So of all my many hopes and wishes for the two of you in the years to come, I hope most of all that the two of you continue down this path with one another, loving each other out loud, showing up for each other as only the two of you can, and that you continue to grow together, always. To Mr. and Mrs. Gould.
How we feeling, Nashville? You ready for one more speech? Yeah. All right. For those that don't know me, I'm Jake. I'm Alex's younger brother and tonight's best man. Now, I know there's been a lot of speeches tonight, so I promise I will keep this brief. Actually, before I begin, I think I should give some more background on Alex and I's relationship. I'm Alex's younger by 3 years, so he's 3 years older than me, and therefore 3 years wiser than me. Just kidding. It's Alex right birthdays. But you know, hold on. As a younger brother, I was always following in Alex's footsteps. Really, I had no choice. You know, we went to the same elementary school, the same middle school, the same high school, and the same college. Same baseball programs. We were even born from the same mother. But everywhere Alex went, he set the expectation. An expectation that I would consistently surpass day in and day out. Because in that same elementary school and middle school and high school and college, I got better grades than he did every year. I got better SAT scores, I got better scholarship offers. So yeah, he set the expectation, but really I kind of just overshadowed his footsteps. You know, it's not his fault. It was kind of that way from the beginning, you see. Alex entered this world via C-section. Not me. I can handle the big day. Alex weighed in at 7 pounds. 7.5 for me. And really, there was just no catching up from there. So, this isn't actually my speech, it's just a list of ways that I've beaten Alex throughout our life. I'm going to start, probably should alphabetize this. Oh, here's one. Okay, yeah, so everything we did was a competition, obviously, needless to say. We had sibling rivalry with everything. Playing a video game, climbing a tree, literally didn't matter. But one of the things we used to do, my dad will love this one, wherever he is. One of the things we used to do was every time we would pull the car up to get home, we would race to the front door to see who could touch the front door first. So when our parents were pulling the car up to the driveway, we'd fling the car door open, and it was a mad dash to get to the front door. Now, we were about the same speed, I'd say, so we were trading wins back and forth. We probably did this for a few months, and after a while it became a strategy game, right? So little by little, we started opening the car door earlier and earlier. Until one day, the most predictable thing of all time happened. We were pulling up, my dad was pulling up to the driveway, and I opened the car door a solid 3.5 seconds before the car came to a halt. So I open the door, I plant my foot down. Sure enough, the tire rolls over my heel, pins it though underneath the tire. My dad stops perfectly on it. Guys, I don't know if you've had 3,500 pounds of steel on your ankle, but it probably feels something like childbirth. Unless, of course, it's C-section. But what happened was, I'm screaming, so Alex immediately turns around to see what's going on. My dad's in the driver's seat, he doesn't know what's happening, but he hears me screaming. So my brother's screaming at my dad, back up, back up, back up! So my dad backs up an inch, pins my ankle even further. He's like, no, go forward, go forward! He goes forward, pins it again. We're playing this game of like seesaw, and he's like rolling over my ankle like a Pillsbury Doughboy. Finally, he clears it like a speed bump, gets over it. I'm crying, I'm screaming in pain. My brother's just kind of watching in horror. My dad rushes over to pick me up, grabs me in his arms, rushes me to the house, gets to the front door. That's all Alex could do. Let's just watch from several yards behind. As I burst into the front door to a commanding first place win, of course. I think, what do you think? Probably the largest margin of victory anyone's ever had. It was many steps I beat him by. So, who was sitting in the hospital bed beside me later that night? A loser. And yeah, that was one of my favorite stories. I'm sure my dad's favorite stories. Needless to say, we never played that game again. But, how many kids you know get to retire a winner? Still probably haunts to this day. But I do want to finish by mentioning some of the ways that Alex has one-upped me throughout the course of our life. And others. It's not important, but what's important is to Kendra, you will always be number one. And Kendra, I can't even explain to you how happy I am that you're part of this family, and you are one of the nicest human beings ever, giving also one of the nicest human beings ever, and a run for his money. And Alex, I may have always followed in your footsteps, but tonight you take the biggest step of your entire life. Not talking for 30 minutes straight. So let's raise a glass if we may never get this opportunity again for the most passionate couple in the world. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks everyone for coming. Big night for me, as you can see. I've run over my son with a car. Oh, by the way, if anyone would like to listen to my meditations, I can text them to you. I wouldn't mind letting you shut out of that. Anyway, a few quick stories. A couple about my son, and I'll talk about Kendra real quick. You know, Alex and I have been so, I'll give you a few seconds. Anyway, baseball has been so much a part of our lives, and a couple of stories, but they're not really about baseball. They're really about Alex, and if you'll just listen, I think you'll enjoy them. When Alex was around 10, 11, 12, you know, I coached most of his baseball teams. And we had a tough game one day, and we lost, a real close game. And right after the game, Alex came up to me and says, "Okay, I'm going to now tell you the 5 bad coaching decisions you made as a player." Story. And I listened to him. He had a point. He always had a point. The interesting thing about it was, I wasn't upset. You know, I know some people might be upset because he challenged me that way. It wasn't my style. I was kind of like, okay, what do you got? Let's talk about it. I really had no reaction. And it's not about me. You'll see where I'm going. When we got home that night, Alex was kind of lost in thought. And at one point he came into my room and he said, "You know, Dad, I'm really sorry I said that to you. I think you're a great coach and I'm lucky to have you." And that was Alex. And you know, part that he could admit something that he felt he was wrong, but the real thing was that it was all about the togetherness for Alex. As much as he wanted to win, and I assure you, he wanted to win. I want to win too. Not just about him, but it was all about the relationship. It was all about getting along with Dad, and that was far more important than winning the game. And that's the kind of way Alex has always been. And one other quick story also, we were starting a new season, similar age, 10, 11, or 12, I don't know what it was. We're loaded up, we're in the car, we're going to our very first practice. And I'm starting to back out the driveway, and all of a sudden Alex said, "Dad, wait, hold it! And you know, this wasn't like, you know, hold on a second. This was major, like I was going to run over a cat, or we forgot all the equipment, or something major. And I go, what? I jammed on the brakes, and he holds up his hand and says, "Here's to another season together." And that was Alex. That was always Alex. It was about the relationships. It was about me. It was about the family. It was about the friends. It was about the teammates. Everything about Alex is that way. Of course, now it's about Kendra as well as everyone else, and for good reason. I think he treats her real well, and he gets treated back so well. You know, Kendra I've gotten to meet many times now. She's been over my place, we've gone out to dinners, you know, we talk. Anyway, I couldn't think more highly of you when I told you that the other night. She's so supportive. Everything about Alex is broadcasting, she's so there. And I've never seen her have a bad moment. I mean, I guess it's possible she has one, but I've never seen one, so. Alex, you couldn't be luckier. And of course, vice versa, but you couldn't be luckier. But I do have one advice, I guess, you know, maybe you're not supposed to give advice, maybe that's not my place, but here's my advice on how I think you guys can have the most successful, happy marriage, and that is, don't change a thing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
anybody else makes me cry, you're out of here. That's it, you're done. Yeah, we have a couple of things as a newly married couple that we want to say to everyone here. And obviously, it's going to be, about 30 more minutes. So, if you're going to send it late or some dessert, you can do that. Anyway, we have a couple of things we wrote down. Kendra will start.
From the very bottom of our hearts, we thank each and every one of you for spending our day with us. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment to look out at a crowd of people who we love so much and we know love us so much. Each of you have directly shaped our lives, either directly as part of our families, friends, or as friends of our families. We've got people here from Los Angeles, New York, North Carolina, Indiana, Washington, Texas, and many places in between. No matter where you're joining us from, we'll never forget the people who showed up on our big day.
First and foremost, we want to thank Lexi and Mindy. Mindy's over here. Where's Lex at? Where is she? Where is she? Lex, where are you? Anyway, we want to thank Lexi and Mindy, and of course the rest of the Hermitage Golf Course staff for bringing our day and our love to life. It's a big deal. This place, to us, to Kendra and I, will always be our forever spot. It will. This room right here will have sentimental value to us for the rest of our lives. We want to say thank you to Paul, Cecilia, Jeff, and Joy, our wonderful parents, for your speeches, and of course, for the C-sections, and of course, bringing us into this wonderful world.
Thank you to Grandma Moore and Grandpa Joe for loving us and making so much of this day possible. To our fantastic wedding party, thank you for going above and beyond for us this past year. From our engagement to the bachelor and bachelorette trips to tonight, you made this the most special season of love.
We want to thank our officiant, Jay Fignano, and his co-writer, Mary Fignano. Thank you for crafting and executing the perfect wedding ceremony and also the perfect drive from Dallas after your 3 flights were canceled. This is no joke, I swear to you. Jay and Mary, because they love us, they had 3 flights canceled on a connection to Dallas. They drove 12 plus hours to be here yesterday in time for the rehearsal dinner and of course, to be here for the wedding. That deserves another round of applause. And last but not least, I thank you for Nick, okay? You have the best son in the world, and he would be sitting back here today. He would, and you know he would. And I'm sorry to make you cry, but he would be. He's still such a big part of my life. It's been a decade. He's such a big part of my life. For you to marry us, Jay, we'll never forget. We'll never forget, okay? We love both of you so very much.
All right, we're almost done. All right. Whether you're part of the Franklin Square Friends or a New York native, the Bailing Mafia, or the whole crew, the Gould Gang, or the Swan Randall clan, whether you're a Castle Knight or a Notre Dame Knight, whether you're a Purple Ace or a Pirates of One, whether you're a Hopkins Blue Jay, or whether you're part of the Hopperell family, whether you've known us since birth or only recently came into our lives, we love you all, and we are eternally grateful, and we can't wait to see each of you on the dance floor.
One last thing, I promise you we're done. The time does, it's been about 7 minutes. Please, reminder, if you're on social media, if you're one of those people, to use the hashtag #GoingGoingGould. Okay, #GoingGoingGould, easy to remember, baseball pun, pretty simple. But yeah, if you post some photos to social media with or without us, please use that hashtag. Got it? Cool, great.
Spaces or no spaces?
No spaces, just a hashtag going. That's a great question, Phil. No spaces. #GoingGoingGould. Thank you. #GoingGoingGould. That's all we got. Okay. One last announcement that we want to make real quick. One last announcement. As you know, you've heard from some people, I played baseball. I rode the bench most of my career, but we're not going to talk about that today. But the Evansville Purple Aces, for the first time in 18 years, they made the NCAA tournament the other day, a regional, right? They're over in Greenville, South Carolina. They wound up winning their first game over the #1 seed yesterday. First time they won an NCAA tournament game in 18 years. And it just so happens to be, we just got our final update. The Evansville Purple Aces just beat Virginia Commonwealth 17-10. They are one game away from the semifinals. Aces, 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 aces.
I'm not in the business of giving advice, but if I had to give any, it's that what you'll find, and I'm sure you've already found through the 5 or 6 years you've already been together, is that the two of you are going to continue to change and grow. Neither one of you is stagnant. Both of you are looking for something new every single day, and you're going to be a different person and different people in the next 2 to 3 years, and just keep falling in love with one another every day. Search for reasons that the other person is special, and with the two of you, I'm sure you won't be looking long. So I love you, and
they bring out the best in each other, which is exactly what you're hoping for anybody, to start your life out with somebody who makes you better and allows you to lean into who you want to be. So I think this is the start of something really super amazing. I'm super happy to have a front row seat to it all. I love you both.
Okay, so how's the day been going?
How's the day been going? Good?
Best day ever.
No, I was going to give you the mic.
The microphone.
Give me the mic.
Sorry,
No, we can do that too.
best day ever.
Yeah, best day ever?
It is. I mean, we're never going to get this chance to be with these people again. And this is like what we've been hyping up the day to be. And it really could have poured during the ceremony, and it still would have been the best day ever. We're very lucky.
I want to say, I would like to say to all our friends and family, thank you for being here for Kendra. It means the world to me. You guys are the greatest people of all time. I said it in my speech, I've said it a million times. We love you all to death. And also, to my wife, the most beautiful soul ever. Listen, it wasn't easy. We thought it was going to be a monsoon. We felt a lot of things were going to happen. And you killed it. You killed it. You killed it.
I love that.
And thanks to you, and thanks to Chelsea and Sarah and everybody else. We appreciate it.
Okay, I have one quick fun question. Okay, I don't know if kids are a thought in the future, but if they are, 30 years down the road, they're watching this. What do y'all want to say to them?
Hey kids, it's mom and dad.
Kids, listen to me when I tell you this. You will have to listen to everything your mom says, okay? You don't have to listen to me. I'm giving you permission. You have to listen to her no matter what she says, okay? And guess what? You'll have the greatest mom of all time who loves you to death. To death. Just remember that. We love you guys.
And you'll have the funnest dad, so I'm going to have to be the mean parent. But we love you.